Welcome back to tonight's sad reality. I promise the screen is not cropped very poorly. That would never be me. I would never do that. I'm gonna keep tonight's sad reality very brief because not only are my AirPods dying, my sleep schedule dying, and the mental, I guess, kind of dying. Lore, I love lore. This is probably one of the slowest games I've played, and like, I mean this in the kindest way possible. I love the people who made this game. It's just like, oh, this idle game doesn't really do it for me. I don't know. It has some interesting ideas, it just doesn't quite work out. So today I got home from retail, took a nap, and then my entire day fell apart after that. And my mom woke me up in the middle of my nap and was like, I didn't mean to wake you up. And I was like, then why are you in my room? Maybe we can think about that one. I don't know. Uh, Today was a weird day. I got to work and I could tell, like, things weren't bad to start, but then they just got increasingly worse, so in the back they were kind of overwhelmed by the truck that they'd been working on for a while, since like 6 in the morning or something. Granted, I'm waking up at 6, they're already there at 6. Most of them have way longer drives than I do, so I have a ton of respect for that. Because I can't do that. I don't have the mental for that. That's not obvious already. um, but so not only is the truck kind of exhausting, but today there's a bunch of like sporadic issues that kind of pop up. I love the music, but I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to focus. Screw it. No music. Zero music, just me, myself, and I, and random monster squish sound effects, and occasionally guns shooting. So there's documentation that last night there were some issues when completing the cash office, and I was like, okay, we'll figure this one out. I end up calling in a buddy because I'm not exactly the most greatest. I'm not exactly the most intelligent when it comes to um, figuring out these things. So I'm just like, hey, if I don't know when in doubt, call someone else to help me out, and that's their problem, kind of. Um, Also, in this game, you always want to prioritize the lower HP monsters because it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. And you can use that XP to then go leverage other higher level monsters, I guess. It's a very repetitive game, though. Hey, so is life. Um, then after the figuring all that out, whatever, an hour goes by, and that's normal for a little bit. The day goes by very slowly, for better or worse, I guess. But then that's where things get a little more interesting. So, fire inspection shows up, and I'm like, that's cool. And there's another guy that shows up through some merchandising, whatever, with a visitor log. I keep track of that up front. That's kind of my job. More intel is available. Cool. We're gonna close that message. Was it that? Was it something else I was supposed to grab? I may never know. That's called ignorance. Don't really care about playing this game outside recording a video. Can you believe that one? When the fire people get here, whatever, I'm not sure they sign the log, but the merchandising guy does. And I have no idea what happens in the back, but over the radio I hear all sorts of stuff. And then at one point I hear, hey boss, get the back room now. And my boss is like in the middle of something, he kind of doesn't do it, and he'd been asked a few times before. So then they call someone else back to the back or whatever. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. The day gets very busy for me towards the last hour, 2 hours. And I end up going to the back and my boss, I'm like, hey, metrics up front were good. Y'all doing alright back here? Because I could tell people were pissed off not just with each other and like not listening or whatever, but also if something happened. And he brings me in close and he's like, do you know those fire inspection people? Yeah, they were trying to steal shoes. Okay. That's I don't even know what to say anymore. Man, can people like not do bad things? Wouldn't that be a nice world to live in when people don't do bad things anymore? Um, that was something. Anyways, that wasn't anything too crazy today. The rest of the day went by in a flash. I ran my dog around the neighborhood. When I got home, even though it's like 80 degrees out, we both suffered. In fact, my stomach still hurts from doing that because I was breathing like really hard and I ran way harder than I should have for someone who doesn't normally. Well, I run, but like not that aggressively. Why is there a 1 here? 1. Basic tutorial. No, we don't need that. Anyways, that was kind of the day, and I was like, okay, that's a little weird. I get home, and right now my current life goal has been to be a little bit cheerier, because I feel like being this sad sack of shit on the internet isn't exactly the most fun personality to be around, and I think that's been making people's lives better. I kind of realized that, sure, I might be suffering, I might not be feeling the best, but whose problem is that? Mine and mine alone, because that's why we're here, I guess. Why are we still here? Just, okay. Cringe guy on the internet, kill me, please. In-game, in Minecraft. It's satirical, it's a joke, it's comedy, I guess. Um, but yeah, today was tiring from all those things. I took a nap, I got home, I hopped on VC with friends, chugged 2 lemonades, that's like 60 grams of sugar in my system that I didn't need there, and, nap felt great, not really. I got up and I was like, oh, I'm still tired, whatever. I'm gonna do the same thing tonight, because last night was actually super productive. I was like up drawing and making things happen. And you know what? It was good. Do I look back and regret any of it? No. So am I gonna do it again tonight? You bet yourself. Yeah. If I was a gambling man, I would gamble, and yes, I'm probably going to do that again. Being the irresponsible adult with training wheels that I am. So also, Pressure got an update in Roblox. That's pretty fire. I was enjoying that earlier with a friend, even though my internet keeps shitting itself, so that's been an experience, I guess. Thanks for listening to tonight's Sad Reality. Hopefully this wasn't been too long, too brief, not too much rambling. I'll see you in tomorrow's Sad Reality, maybe, hopefully. I'll be there. Will you? Bye.